All right, guys. Me and TJ, as you can see, are in the woods. Cage. We're behind enemy lines deep. I have no sticks to poke the bears with. Let's dive into it. All right, guys, welcome back to this episode of Rolling with T-Bone as we are rolling down the road in the cage. And as you can see, we are, in fact, in the mountains today. Not going to be a regular motorcycle vlog today. We're just kind of out enjoying the woods as a big diesel truck comes bearing down on us. Going to the Jones settlement. If you're new here, welcome in. My name's T-Bone. I shoot motorcycle related content and any kind of content really, as you will see today. If you are new here, scroll down, watch a couple of my videos, make sure I'm right for you. Make sure, because I know I'm not right for everybody. If you're old here, welcome back. If you are new here, if you do like what you see, hit that thumbs up button. Let us know that you like us, comment and share. As we got a whole cast of characters with us today. We got Evie.
What's up?
Got Ash. This is my oldest girl right here. Yep, about right. R1, Nico, and TJ. Even the dog's a female. All right, guys, so I don't know where this episode's going today, but we're gonna jump the truck and head on down the creek. We'll holler at y'all in just a little bit. Nothing like being out in the woods. And there's also nothing like, as a parent, knowing we're having all your kids at the same time, and knowing exactly where they're at. Especially as they get older. Locals will probably realize where we're at. We're heading to a place called Jacks River Fields. Probably gonna eat lunch there. And then we'll see where we go from there. No, you're good. Nothing like being out in the mountains, guys. Much as I love riding my motorcycle and traveling different places, I'll always love being out in the mountains. And apparently so do the kids. TJ trying to stay away from the enemy lines. Yeah, even the dog's female. Go.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
These little bees don't quit landing on my hand.
Oh, the little sweat bees.
Don't know how well that's showing up on the camera, but I'll tell you something, guys. I gotta say I've been several places in this country, but hard pressed to find anything more beautiful than what we got right here in our own backyard.
Get wrecked.
Hey, don't blame me, it's the shop.
Cruise on down the road. Huh. Yeah.
Which way are you pronouncing it? The right way or the wrong way? That's...
Hey guys, kind of a historical stop here on the trip through the mountains. Come to the Dyer Mountain Cemetery. I actually remember as a kid, I came here one time for it was a decoration, I believe it was. I'm not sure, I used to know exactly, one of the kids asked me, I used to know exactly what the oldest grave in this little cemetery was, and I can't remember now. But this is kind of out here in the middle of the Cohutta Wilderness. That grave right there, George Cantrell, is 1928. 1959, 1977. A lot of 70s, 72, 73. There's one from 2000. This old meeting shed here, which I imagine when they have their homecoming here for this cemetery, and it looks like they just recently had it by the abundance of flowers here. Of course, harsh times way back when, so a lot of kids' graves. Some kids' graves, not just overabundance. That one from 2019, Duke Dyer, maybe a newer one, 80s. 1933, an infant. Been a long time since I've been through this cemetery. And I believe all these with the wooden crosses on them right here, they just have simple markers. There's a significance of that. Guys, I tell you, it's been a long time. I just can't remember what it is. One by High, 2014. You talk about a restful place to get your final rest. There's one from 1920, 1926. This is, of course, the older side of the cemetery. Jackie Guess, born and passed away 1895. Guys, I think 1895 is the oldest grave in the cemetery. I believe that's the one. There's 1926. 1938, yeah, okay. These others just have simple markers, but I think the oldest marked one in the cemetery, and it's going to be like I say, it's going to be an infant grave. Is going to be this one here of Jackie Guess, 1895. And I believe that one right there is actually the oldest one in the cemetery. This is the old side of the cemetery over here. Of course, the newer side's over here. $18.95. Wow. And I believe in 2018, I attended Wesley Hardin's. He died in Dalton. I think we went and visited when he passed away over in Dalton. See, a lot of this is the families of people that came across the Cohutta Mountains to settle in Fannin County, Hells Hollow, the Jones settlement, places like that. All the local people know exactly what I'm talking about. And I can't remember exactly. I know Van Patterson watches my video sometimes. Van may know. He kind of keeps up with some of this history. But there's a significance to the white crosses, especially here, and I can't remember exactly what it is. But those white crosses, as long as I can remember, those white crosses have been in the cemetery. Probably been replaced several times over the years due to weather damage. So 1918, that's going to be probably the second oldest marked one.
TJ found a big beetle.
Huh?
He found a big beetle.
Found him a beetle to play with. 1895, I think, is the oldest one.
There's the 1876.
Oh, born.
Bill Beck.
She was born in 1876. The oldest one, marked one, is 1895. I think's what I said. I'll have to go back and look on the video. 1946 is the older one. Oh yeah, you caught you a beetle.
Well, this one died in
Nature with
1946.
T-Bone and TJ. TJ caught a beetle.
Big beetle.
Hope it ain't a dung beetle. Hope not. That thing sprays you, you'll be stinking.
That one.
46, yeah.
So maybe it's
So just kind of a historical stop on the trip through the mountains here, guys. Y'all hang out. All right, guys. We've landed for lunch at a place called Jacks River Fields, is what we always call it. It's a campground now, up here in the Cohuttas. Now they have wagon trains for horses, all kinds of cool stuff going on up here. Little creek running by, campsites. Getting the group fed, make sure everybody's full to the rim. So we're gonna jump back on the road here in a minute. See y'all then. Actually, guys, I think before we get back on the road, just kind of tour the Jacks River campground just a little bit. I can remember before any of this was campground. Actually, we'd come out here and coon hunt in this area. My dad was, a lot of his friends, they were avid coon hunters. And this was one of the favorite places to gather up on the weekend and hunt. I suppose there's still groups that do. Little bridge here. So if the apocalypse happens, guys, don't worry about T-Bone too much. Pretty much rest assured I landed on my feet somewhere in the mountains. Beautiful creek just streaming by. I mean, your higher elevation, beautiful place to keep up here, beautiful water source. I know city boys probably ain't too impressed with this, but us country boys know what it takes. This spot over here is where they do their wagon train once a year. And pretty sure they've already used it, done it this year. Believe that is a, let's see, the Anglo-Saxons tamed North Georgia's mountain wilderness and their descendants Stillwell. Picture of one of the old mountain houses. Cool stuff right there, guys. Backcountry horsemen. These are the folks that come up for the wagon trains. And they also take care of the park area too. They try to keep the trash up, try to keep it mowed. You got hitching rails up in there. Just a nice spot to be, guys. Just a nice spot to be. And I ain't mad at all being out in the mountains. I love this right here. Well, I'd talked to my son TJ a little bit earlier and talked about getting some ADV bikes. We don't need like big KLRs, but maybe just some old school, maybe like some old school 350, 450 Hondas, 360 Hondas. May start trying to see if we can't locate a couple of them just for mountain riding like this out here. Well, I hear my dog raising Kane. A little Chihuahua, my wife's dog. Hi guys, now that I've given you the tour, I'll see y'all back out on the road in a few. All right guys, kind of out here in the woods, just a little educational thing. kind of sign for bear if you're out in the woods. What they do, and we've seen a couple of these markers, what they do is they start scratching and cutting the bark down to get the black ants, termites, and all the bugs that live inside that bark. And as you can see, the pine sap is actually pouring out right now. And that right there will drive a bear absolutely crazy. And we've seen a couple pine trees that have been scarred up. Normally, it's not this, you know, you normally don't see them this close to the road. That's probably done maybe 3 days ago, maybe. Because the bark's still flexible. But just thought that was kind of something cool to add on. See y'all just in a few minutes on down the road. All right, guys. I don't know how good this is going to show up. But if you're looking back that way, you can actually see 3 states from here. This side over here, where the trees are, is going to be Georgia. Straight back through yonder is going to be North Carolina. And straight back over to the left over here will be Tennessee. That is actually what we call Big Frog Mountain. And it's in Tennessee. And it crosses all the way back. So this is the 3-state marker. And actually one of the places I used to run a little bit of drink out of when I was a teenager is right straight down in that holler. You can still see the old house from here. But this is one of the coolest places right here. I love this spot right here. All right, guys. As we have made it to the swimming destination from the day's trip, the trip through the mountains. I don't thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us, having a good time. We got the whole Rolling with T-Bone immediate family. All 3 of my kids and our adopted daughter, Abby. She calls us mom and dad. R1 out here playing in the water with the kids. This is Tumbling Creek. Locals know it. Some of the coldest water year-round you will ever want to get into. This water is never warm. But it's good to do this sometimes, guys. Just unplug, leave all the plugged in world behind and just get back into nature sometimes. And I've said this before, you guys who have been rolling with me for a long time, you've watched me ride off-road, be in the mountains. Some of the best times of my life are spent like right here. So unhook, get back into nature sometimes. It's not always about sitting behind your computer or your tablet or phone watching YouTube or whatever it is. And you know, thankfully my kids enjoy all this. They love going to the mountains and being in the mountains and being in nature, all in the way we raised them. So I tell you what, guys, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. This is where I'm going to drop this video off. Stop this video. If you're on YouTube, like I said, watch a couple of my videos, make sure I'm for you. If I am, maybe consider giving us a like and a follow. And I tell you what, that water is clear to the bottom. All right, guys, so from the entire Rolling with T-Bone family, we will see y'all next time.